Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. The other day, I put up a blog post about my thoughts, my views, my prayers on the situation with immigrant men, women, and children on the Mexican-U.S. border. And one of the activities I did during that time was a prayer that we're going to learn now, a type of prayer involving origami, involving scripture, and sort of a contemplative meditation practice. So this is building on my last video that I showed, that I put up, and there'll be more on the blog about what we're doing right now. Our model that we're going to be using is a peace crane. This was designed by, I want to say, Alice Gray. If I am mistaken in that, I'll correct it in the blog. But it is a, more or less, it's based on a traditional dove design, a dove model. And we're going to learn it now. Now, the technique I used during my prayer while I was thinking about all the horrible things going on down at the border was to write on the white side of origami paper. Now, for this, you can use a regular sheet of paper that you've squared off. The first time I did this exercise, I just wrote the word home, because if you've read my blog piece, home seems to be at the very root of this issue. We're looking for a home. We need a safe home. I'm afraid that letting you across the border will make my home less safe. All kinds of things that are being said during this time. And I believe at the root is a very basic need for home, for having a home. A right that all human beings have is a right to a home, a safe home, a sheltering home, a healthy home. So when I first folded the dove as a type of prayer, I simply wrote the word home again and again, line after line of the word home, and I'll post a picture of that particular dove. I did it at work during my lunch break as part of my lunchtime origami therapy. But for today, I just took a regular sheet of origami paper that I wasn't too keen of the design. Again, you could use a regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and square it off, fold in triangle, cut off the bottom. And I wrote a passage for Zephaniah 3:20 here. And it's just part of that verse, but it seems, again, a promise of God to bring God's people home. It seems to be, it spoke to me. You can do whatever you want for this type of prayer. Write a meaningful word, as I do, home, or God, or love, or peace. It reminds me of the writer of the musical Hamilton. He said in an award ceremony, "Love is love is love is love," and that would be an excellent thing to write across here. Anytime you do something to the least of these, you do it also to me. Any kind of Bible quote or word that sticks in your head. You could do a prayer about something else. You could just write the name of the person that you're praying for. But this is the exercise we're doing today. So for this, enough talk, let's get into folding. Write whatever you want. Use as much or as little color as you want on the white side. If you want to fold a dove like this one that has the color showing, you don't want what you wrote to show. We're going to start with the white side up. If you want to fold a dove that has the white showing, we're going to start with the color side. So I am going to start with the color side up. And I'm going to take one corner, and I'm going to fold it to the opposite corner. So corner to corner fold. We want our corners to line up. And then we're going to do a firm crease. Now we're going to use the same sort of style of folding that we did in my first video. We want it to be slow. We are not in a race by any stretch of the imagination. We're not trying to create a work of art. We're just folding and spending time with God in the midst of all that is going on. Our next fold, we're going to be doing corner to corner again. Note I turned my paper sideways, and we will be folding corner, move it up a little bit, corner to corner again, like so. And we're going to make that crease. If you want to fold and breathe, you know, sometimes when we're stressed out, breathing becomes even more important. Take a deep breath before making the crease and exhale slowly as you make the crease. And that will gradually ease your tension, I have found. So our next fold is going to be corner to corner again. Now, it's one side of your paper will have one side of your model. See, just one corner. This side has two. We're going to fold from the side that has two up to the one. And we're going to come across like this. Line up our corners. Deep breath and crease. You want to get a real good crease. Make sure all your sides and your corners line up. Good crease. And then we're going to turn the paper over. And again, corner to corner. We're doing the exact same thing on the other side. Corner to corner. All right. Okay. Now, let's look what we have. We have a corner that is where all the paper comes together, no flaps. A corner with 3 flaps and a corner with 2 flaps. We're going to focus on the corner with the 2 right now. We're going to take one of these flaps and fold it straight down to the other side. Corner touches the side, and we are going to make our fold across that way. Then we're going to flip over, and we're going to take a corner, fold it to the opposite side, like this. Okay, and we really want to get a crease, good crease in here for what's coming up. Now we're going to do something called an inside reverse fold, which sounds far more technical than it is. What we're doing is we're going to take a flap, unfold it, okay, so we're back to our triangle, but you can see where that crease line is. We're going to open it up and just push this part right here through, tuck it inside, tuck that corner that we just folded inside, and the paper will, one of the folds, one of the creases we already have. The other crease needs to be folded the opposite way, but because there's a good strong crease there, the paper naturally knows to do that, and we are going to squash it down. Okay, just make sure everything is in line, just so. Okay, I got a little bit of problem here, but I'm going to even this out real quick. No worries. So, and then we're going to turn it over and do the same on the other side. Okay, so open it up, as so, fold it down, and tuck that piece in, okay? And everything will go on those existing creases. All right, very good. Now, okay, so what we've done really is, okay, we've got a side with actually technically 2 flaps, side with 3 flaps, in the top and the bottom, which are squared off. So we're going to turn our paper around, and we're going to just take one of these flaps and go straight up like this. Okay, Now this will make, turn it over, do the same, this will make our wings. So now we have 2 wings. We are going to work on the head next. We're going to just take this point and fold it down. Doves have small heads, so we just need a small point. And we're going to fold a good crease on there. Just get a little crease on there. And we're going to do another reverse fold. Open it up, push the point through, and get it to fold back on those existing creases. Now you're dealing with a lot of paper here, so it may, as it's giving me a little bit of trouble, just gently coerce it to do what you want it to do, okay? Now the neat thing about this, and the reason I like it, doing this style of prayer, is you can see already you can't read what is here. We're going to fold these wings back up. Letters show up, of course, but the overall, even if you had, here you can see most of the word home here, but I wrote it very large. It's just letters. And depending on how you write, if you want to do calligraphy or if you just want to get, lots of swirls with your writing, you can see how it becomes more of an abstract art. And one of the theologies of prayer that I like was written by a great theology professor up in Claremont, Marjorie Suhaki. Claremont is an awesome theological school in California. She says that when we pray, God takes those prayers and weaves them into God's own will. So it's sort of like a merging. That's not an exact quote, but you can see this sort of like does that. Takes the words that we've written on the page, it folds them up into the form, sort of the same way God takes our prayers and uses them, merges them into the larger reality in a way of God's choosing, along with the divine will and God's creative nature. So, I started when I was talking to start folding here, but I wanted to show you what I did. So we have the head finished, the wings finished. Now all that's left is the tail. We're going to take this piece, we're going to fold down along this paper's edge. Okay, so it looks like that. And then we're going to make a secondary fold. And we're going to take this edge and put it against the crease. So we're doing 2 folds here. And the reason we're doing this is we're going to open our paper up. Okay. And do an outside reverse fold. These were all inside reverse folds, which means you push the paper in. Now we're doing an outside, which means you take the paper, pinch your finger, and push down. Okay, push down, and because we've already done 2 creases, the paper will naturally go to those creases. We want where the paper lines up to equal the crease of the back, and we're just going to tuck it over, okay, and then let it pop back out. So here we have a dove. Okay, here's our dove, and you could model the wings however you want. Some people I've seen on Etsy and Pinterest and other places have turned these into Christmas ornaments using, say, tissue paper, tracing paper or something, and that you can put a string through this, hang them up. You could do that anyway. If you have a prayer for someone that you've done in this way, give them the figure. Put a string on it. You're going to visit somebody in the hospital or something, and you say, I just want to let you know I'm praying for you, and this will be a good reminder to know that people are praying for you. Again, not to lift yourself up, but to lift up what you're doing, what your prayers are for sick people. So, this is our dove Alice Grace Dove. Again, if I've got that name wrong, I will correct it in the blog. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.